Hello again, ladies and gents. It's your boy, Amateur Overlord. I'm sorry there's been a small hiatus. Probably the best way to explain that is that personally, and even in some ways professionally, I have been uh, doing a lot of soul searching of late. I wasn't even entirely sure of the topic that I would speak about today, but I've had some conversations with various people, um, and yeah, yeah. Sorry. I've been going through a lot lately. Anyway, the thing that, like, the common thread I've noticed through a lot of people I'm talking to are a lot of people are finding difficulty um, understanding what their purpose in life is. And people establish their purpose in life through various means. Um, Sadly, a lot of the times we establish what our purpose in life is based on what is required or expected of us by um, secular organizations, religious institutions, and even family. That's a big one. That usually has the greatest impact. A lot of us do what we do in life, or went the route we went in life because we wanted to please or satisfy the wishes of our parents. Um, those of us who were given the liberty or freedom to decide for ourselves what we wanted, which is, in all fairness, a right of every human being ever living, the right to decide, good or bad. Um, Sometimes we can come up against issues or problems that would derail us. Like, I have a friend, she suffered a severe trauma, uh, only in recent years, and it has derailed her in the sense that she mentally is stuck in the same realm as the problem, as the issue itself. Like, she's it, how am I can't even find my words today. It's like certain things can come and derail you, take you off your life course, take you off your plan, because they are of such great impact. And then the question becomes, now that I'm not on my on the path I had set for myself, where do I go now? And as she's saying it to me, I felt deep correlations in what she was going through. Not that I had suffered any trauma or assault or anything like that, but in that I had never really considered where my life was gonna go. I'll be honest with y'all. Um, I didn't expect to live past 18. I know that's very short-sighted, but as a young person, I was given information that led me to believe that my life would look a certain way at a certain time. And when you surrender your will to something like that, you put yourself in a position where that can happen. Now, obviously, it's 2018, so almost 18 years later, or 18 years later, I'm still here. So, um, yeah, so I didn't really think very far ahead, and that's extremely detrimental. I'll tell anybody who's not sure about their purpose, the first thing you need to do, or if you need to get back on track, is think about what you want your future to look like. And once you decide how you want your future to look, because you might not have the right idea of what you need to do in that instance, like day to day right now. All you need to do is tell yourself, what do I want my future to look like? And once you've decided how you want things in your future to pan out, then you know what you need to do today. Sometimes if you think about your situation as it's happening, as you're in the midst of it, you're lost in the sauce. You can't see the forest for the trees, you know, you're in the midst of it, so it's very hard for you to find your way out or figure out where you're supposed to go in terms of a new direction. But if you think ahead and think, well, okay, I don't know what's going on with me right now, but this is how I would like my life to pan out, then that gives you some orientation as to know where you want to go. It's like that whole Alice in Wonderland saying where she meets the Cheshire Cat, and the Cheshire Cat's well, Alice basically says that she's lost. And I know my sister's gonna probably grill me about this in the comments, which I would prefer that she didn't. Um, yeah, she says she's lost, and he asks her, where she's trying to get to. And Alice's response is, you know, ad-libbing, tongue-in-cheek in it. She doesn't know, or it doesn't matter, I think is what she says. To his reply, it was like, he's like, well, it doesn't matter which way you go then. Like, if you don't know where you want to be, it doesn't matter what direction you walk in. It's when you have an idea of where you want things to end up that you need to orientate yourself in that direction. So if you're struggling in life to figure out what it is that you want to do, know at least what you would like it to look like. It doesn't have to be that right now, and it probably won't be like that tomorrow. But knowing in your head what you want it to look like, even if you want to have an end to your suffering, even if you want to have, in a positive sense, I'm not talking like finding a wobbly chair and a rope or anything like that. I'm talking like an end to your suffering, that you have found a way to deal with your pain that allows you to still function. A healthy way to deal with your pain. And yeah, and once you get that in your mind and what you want that to be, then you have some direction. You can start moving again. That's extremely important. I can't even impress upon you how important that is. While I have not been here in the last couple of days vlogging like I usually am. Sorry, I just got a message on my phone. While I have not been here vlogging, I've been doing a lot of research, a lot of meditation on different books, some religious, some secular, and I've just been thinking. I've been watching a lot of YouTube, which is not always the best place to get your news, which is why I say fact check everything you learn, and I've been doing some fact checking. And yeah, I'm really happy with a lot of the new information I've got. It's made me reevaluate my life in so many ways, which is probably showing up on my face to people who know. They can see that I'm a bit tired, I'm a bit stressed, but when my brain is working overtime, it draws energy from all my other abilities. So I might not be as extroverted or outgoing or as interactive as I might normally be, and that's because I've got a lot on my mind. I might be moving soon again, as you may or may not know. So yeah, that's just some of the things. But yeah, if you find that you've gone through something specifically horrible, sexual assault, brutal physical assaults, mental, verbal abuse of any kind, and it has caused you to lose your focus in life and know who you are, where you want to be, first thing is you have to sit down with yourself and honestly decide what it is you want your life to look like. And this is good for anybody. It doesn't have to be someone who suffered anything traumatic, but you have to know what you want your life to look like. It's very, very, very important. That way you don't stagnate, because if you sit there and dwell solely on the problem, then you'll start to live life in retrograde. Like, it's not healthy. You can't live life backwards. Life is a forward progression. And if you spend your time dwelling on things that have happened, you will miss all of and as cliche as it sounds, you'll miss all of the good things that are coming. And life is a series of good events and bad events. And knowing how to deal with the ebb and flow of that, you know, as I've learned it to be. It's literally, if you want to have a good life, your ability to bounce back from bad situations will pretty much determine how that will be, along with how many uncomfortable conversations you're willing to have. Yeah, you mix that up. Resilience to adversity and a willingness to have an uncomfortable conversation. If you can do either of those with consistency, your life will be manageable. It might not always be perfect, but you'll be doing a lot better than a lot of other people. There are people that stay married because they don't want to have that uncomfortable conversation. There's people that stay in their job because they don't want to have any uncomfortable conversation. People stay in any manner of things that are no longer healthy or good for them because they just don't want the hassle of having to uproot or change any aspect of their life that they've now become very set and comfortable with. And Deepak Chopra says, all great changes are preceded by chaos. And I love that quote. And it's so true, because if anything that has had any dramatic change, whether it be Earth itself in terms of, let's say, a volcano or an earthquake, or something that a baby coming into your life, that's gonna bring chaos, and that's gonna cause a great change. And not all those changes are bad. And again, how resilient you are to those changes can make or break you. So I would say if you suffered something, just figure out what it is you would like your life to look like. Know in your mind that it doesn't look like that right now. You accept that. You deal with that pain. You get you go to the necessary places and outlets that help you deal with that situation. But at the same time, know in your head what you want it to look like going forward. I don't know why I spread that out like I'm Trump or something, but I was getting it clear in my own head as I was saying it. That's why I was like, bah, 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 bah. But yeah, so anyway, I'm giving you everything I got right now. This is probably not my best video, but I'm talking to you directly from my heart without having rehearsed this or anything or even edited it, which is probably evident in how sloppy some of these videos come across. But I want you to know that I do this because I genuinely love people. I do. And I want the people that watch this to gain something more than what they had before they watched it. So if that's you and I did that, then I did my job. Even if it's one person, I get one like. I would like more, however, but I'm satisfied if this helps one person. So click like and subscribe. If you have any questions for me, please direct them to me either in the comment section or directly. I don't mind. I'm happy to hear from you, and I appreciate every one of you, and I hope that if you are suffering, that it is short-lived and that you see the other side of it very soon. I've been your host. My name is Amateur Overlord, and you have been beautiful. Bye-bye.